Have you ever thought that your next vacation could be the one that changes everything, just not in the way you hoped? After 70, travel isn't just about new places and postcards. It can be the perfect storm of hidden health risks, unexpected emergencies, and decisions that could cost you your independence, maybe even your life. You might feel young at heart, but your body has different rules now, and ignoring them can turn a dream trip into a nightmare. In this video, we're uncovering 5 critical reasons why traveling after 70 could be more dangerous than you realize, and how to avoid the mistakes that most seniors only understand when it's too late. Before we go any further, I need you to pause for just a moment, because this video isn't about me, it's about you. So take 10 seconds and comment below. What country are you watching from? What time is it right now where you are? How old are you today? And what's one thing you refuse to leave unfinished before your next birthday? And most importantly, what promise will you make to your future self today, so you won't look back with regret 10 years from now? When you write it down, it's no longer just a thought, it becomes a commitment. Hit that like button if you believe it's never too late to travel wisely. And let's begin. Number 1. Your body becomes unpredictable away from home. Look, I need to be straight with you about something that's been on my heart. If you're over 70 and dreaming of that big trip, I want you to really listen to what I'm about to share, because what I'm going to tell you could literally save your life. Here's the hard truth nobody talks about. After 70, our bodies don't give us warning signs the way they used to. That heart that's been beating strong for 7 decades, it might choose your vacation to act up. That blood pressure you've been managing just fine at home. High altitude or long flights can turn it into a ticking time bomb. Be honest, when was the last time you really thought about what would happen if you had a medical emergency thousands of miles from your doctor? Don't scroll past this. This matters more than you think. I remember my friend James, 74, strong as an ox, walked 3 miles every morning. He thought a cruise would be the perfect, gentle way to travel. But on day 4, crushing chest pain hit him like a freight train. Picture this. You're in the middle of the ocean, hours from any real hospital, watching your husband fight for his life while you're completely helpless. James survived, thank God. But he told me later, with tears in his eyes, I wish someone had warned me. I thought I was invincible. Comment reality check if you've ever assumed your health would hold up perfectly during travel. Because here's what scares me most. Most seniors discover their insurance doesn't cover international emergencies only when they're lying in a foreign hospital bed, staring at a bill that could wipe out their savings. Listen, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to love you enough to tell you the truth. If you're determined to travel, please, and I mean please, get that full health checkup first. Have that uncomfortable conversation with your doctor about what could go wrong. Because when something happens at 30,000 feet, or in a country where you don't speak the language, there are no do-overs. Number 2, your immune system isn't what it used to be. Here's something that might surprise you, and honestly, it broke my heart when I learned this. Every airport, every plane, every tourist spot you visit is like walking through a minefield of germs that your 70-year-old immune system has never faced before. You know how your grandkids get sick and bounce back in 2 days? At our age, that same little bug can land us in the hospital for weeks. I've seen it happen too many times. Be honest. Have you noticed you take longer to recover from even simple colds now? If yes, comment yes below, because you're not alone. And this is exactly why travel becomes so risky. Think about it. You're sitting in a metal tube with 200 strangers for hours, breathing recycled air, touching surfaces that haven't been properly cleaned. Then you land somewhere new and immediately start eating foods your stomach has never processed, drinking water your system isn't used to, For younger people, this is an adventure. For us, it can be a recipe for disaster. I watched my neighbor Margaret, sweet, 78-year-old lady, come back from what should have been her dream trip to Italy. She spent 3 weeks in bed with a stomach infection that nearly put her in the hospital. What haunts me is hearing her whisper, "I just wanted to see the world before it was too late." Don't scroll. Let's fix this. If you're still determined to travel, please carry hand sanitizer like your life depends on it, because it might. Wear that mask even if others think it's overkill. Your health is worth more than anyone's opinion. Number 3, recovery isn't just about one good night's sleep anymore. Can I share something that might hit close to home? Remember when you were younger and could stay up all night? Catch a few hours of sleep and feel refreshed. Those days are gone, my friend, and travel demands more from your body than almost anything else you do. Here's what nobody warns you about. That 10-hour flight isn't just 10 hours. It's days or weeks of your body trying to recover from something it wasn't designed to handle at this stage of life. I think about Richard, 75, retired, saved up for years for this perfect 2-week European adventure with his wife. He told me he felt completely exhausted before they even left the airport. By day 2, he couldn't keep up with the tour group. By day 5, he was spending more time in the hotel room than exploring. Comment exhausted if you've ever felt completely drained after what should have been a fun day out. Because if regular activities tire you more than they used to, imagine what international travel will do. The heartbreaking part? Richard spent the next month at home, not reminiscing about beautiful memories, but recovering from what was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime. His wife told me quietly, "We're afraid to book anything else now. Sleep disruption hits us harder now. Jet lag can last weeks instead of days. Your body, which craves routine and familiar surroundings, gets thrown into chaos. And unlike your younger self who could power through, your 70-year-old body might just shut down." Be honest, how long does it take you to feel normal after any major disruption to your routine? Because travel is disruption on steroids. Number 4, one fall changes everything. I need you to pause whatever you're doing and really hear this next part, because what I'm about to tell you could save you from a life-altering disaster. After 70, we're walking around with bones that aren't as strong, reflexes that aren't as quick, and balance that isn't as steady. At home, we know every creaky floorboard, every uneven step. But when we travel, every surface becomes a potential enemy. Let me tell you about Linda. Beautiful 78-year-old woman, walked her neighborhood daily, never had a fall in her life. She dreamed of seeing Italy since she was a young girl. Finally saved enough, finally had the time, finally made it happen. One evening in Rome, stepping off a curb in dim light, something she'd done thousands of times at home. She fell, hip shattered, surgery in a foreign country, months of recovery. The dream trip became a nightmare that she's still living with today. Comment scary if this story made you think about someone you love. Here's what keeps me up at night. Linda wasn't unusual. She wasn't frail or careless. She was just a normal 78-year-old whose body betrayed her at the worst possible moment, in the worst possible place. You know what the doctors told her family? Falls are the leading cause of injury death among seniors, and they happen most often when we're tired, in unfamiliar places, dealing with uneven surfaces we're not used to. Don't scroll. Let's fix this. If you're still considering travel, please ask yourself, is your balance as good as it was 5 years ago? When you're tired, do you sometimes feel unsteady? Because travel fatigue plus unfamiliar terrain equals risk. You might not survive. Number 5, the financial trap nobody sees coming. Let me share something that might shock you. And honestly, it makes me angry that more people don't talk about this. The financial devastation that can come from one travel emergency can wipe out a lifetime of careful saving. You think you're covered. You've got insurance, you've saved money, you're responsible. But here's the gut punch. Your regular insurance probably won't cover you abroad. That heart attack I mentioned earlier could cost $100,000 or more in a foreign hospital. That emergency flight home, another $50,000. Be honest. Do you actually know what your insurance covers when you travel? Comment no idea if you're like most people who've never really checked. I think about George, 76, careful with money his whole life, never made a careless financial decision. He found what looked like the perfect vacation deal online. Tropical paradise, great price, everything seemed legitimate. He transferred the money, packed his bags, flew halfway around the world, to find out the hotel didn't exist. Scam. Complete, devastating scam. Not only did he lose his vacation money, but he had to pay for emergency accommodations, last-minute flights, and came home financially and emotionally shattered. Comment heartbreaking if this story makes you feel sick to your stomach, because it should. This is happening to trusting seniors every single day. But here's what really breaks my heart. George told me he kept it secret for months because he was so ashamed. Ashamed! This good man who worked hard his whole life fell victim to criminals who specifically target older travelers. The sad reality. After 70, we become walking targets. Scammers look for older adults in airports, hotels, tourist areas. They know we might be less familiar with technology, more trusting, more likely to carry cash. One bad decision, one moment of misplaced trust, one medical emergency can destroy financial security you spent decades building. Final thoughts. The truth about life after 70. Look, I've just shared 5 harsh realities with you, not because I want to ruin your dreams, but because I care about you too much to let you walk into danger unprepared. The truth is, traveling after 70 isn't impossible. But it's not the same as it was when you were 50 or 60. Your body has changed. Your risks have multiplied. Your recovery time has lengthened. Comment needed this. If these warnings feel like exactly what you needed to hear today. But here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to risk everything to find joy and adventure. There are beautiful places close to home. There are safer ways to explore. There are experiences that won't put your health, your safety, or your financial security in jeopardy. Don't scroll past this next part. I want you to ask yourself, what would happen to your family if something went wrong? What would happen to your spouse if you didn't come home the same person who left? What would happen to your peace of mind if you lost your life savings to a scam? You've lived 70+ years. You've earned the right to make choices that protect rather than endanger what you've built. You've earned the right to say, maybe this risk isn't worth it. Be honest, deep down, do you feel like you have to prove you're still young by taking unnecessary risks? Because let me tell you something, wisdom is knowing when to say no. Courage is protecting what matters most. If you're determined to travel, please do it smart. Stay close to home. Choose destinations with excellent healthcare. Get proper insurance. Travel with companions. Don't push your limits. But if you're feeling pressure from yourself or others to take risks that scare you, I want you to know it's okay to say no. It's okay to choose safety. It's okay to find adventure in your own backyard. Comment below and tell me one thing you learned today. That might change how you think about travel. Your thoughts matter to me, and sharing them might help someone else make a safer choice. Remember, the goal isn't just to add years to your life, it's to add life to your years. And that life should be lived with wisdom, safety, and peace of mind. Thank you for listening to someone who cares about you. Please share this with anyone over 70 who might need to hear it. Because sometimes the most loving thing we can do is tell the truth, even when it's hard to hear. Don't forget to subscribe if this opened your eyes to something important. Your safety matters to me, and I'll keep sharing what you need to know to protect yourself and the people you love.